Buckeye Nation, what's poppin'? Crazy Dog coming at you once again on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel with my Ohio State Buckeyes, Oregon Ducks Week 7 game recap as the Buckeyes lose in heartbreaking fashion, to put it like that. I'm sure you guys could find better words, but I'm going to put it as heartbreaking. Yeah. Especially because Buckeyes had a chance to win this game. But yeah, Buckeyes lose 32-31, and they fall to 5-1 on the season. Meanwhile, Oregon is now sitting pretty at the top of the Big Ten at 6-0, along with fellow undefeated teams Indiana, yeah, you heard me, Indiana, and Penn State, who barely escaped today against USC in overtime. And of course, we still got to play Indiana and Penn State later this season. So we'll see how those two games go. And by the time we play the team up north, we should have a good idea of what the Big Ten title game is looking like. And the way I see it, if things go the way I think they will, it'll be Oregon, Ohio State once again meeting in the Big Ten title game. Because, of course, I said in my preview video, this was the first of probably 2, maybe even 3 meetings between these two teams this year. That's why I figured, losing tonight wouldn't be the end of the world. But yeah, it would be nice to beat Oregon in their place, right? You had College Game Day in the house, all this hype and everything. NBC's got the game going. And instead you go out and you do that. Now, I have no problems with how the offense played. The offense looked really good again, right? Will Howard went out there and cooked. He was very efficient. 28 of 35, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns. Okay, cool. On the ground, 33 total carries, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns from Buckeye rushers. Quinshon Judkins, 11 carries, 23 yards, and a touchdown. Will Howard, 9 carries, 13 yards, and a touchdown. And the leading rusher tonight was Trevion Henderson, who was running like a madman out there. Like he was a man on a mission. 10 carries, 87 yards for Trevion. Through the air, they were doing the work as always. Jeremiah Smith, 9 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Water is wet, of course. Emeka Egbuka, 10 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown. And of course, he actually had the catch that would have put us in prime game-winning field goal position if that penalty on Jeremiah didn't happen. Of course, I don't know why you're throwing the ball in that situation. Like, you're already in prime field goal position. Just run the ball a few times, and boom, you're all set. But no, Ryan Durr just had to throw the ball again, huh? Oh, but it was Chip Kelly who called the play. No, I'm going to say Ryan Durr because his lovely clock management is absolutely horrendous again. And yes, I'm going to call Ryan Durr, whenever he has a freaking clock management disaster class. Because that's just the way it is, right? But yeah, Emeka Egbuka looked good. G. Scott had a couple receptions. Quinshon Judkins, Will Merritt, Carnell Tate, and Trevion Henderson all had catches as well. Not too bad. Again, the offense wasn't the problem. It's the other side of the ball, right? Jim Knowles. Did you forget to bring the defense tonight? Because, yeah, they were out there in person, but they didn't really do anything. They were getting dog walked up and down the field by Dylan Gabriel. God, no pressure whatsoever. Our pass rushers, they were too busy bench pressing the left tackle and the right tackle. Like, yo, if you want to get to the quarterback, you gotta have some moves. Like, you can get away with bench pressing against Akron and Western Michigan and Marshall. But if you want to get past these top tier tackles, especially if you want to go pro, you gotta have some moves. A swim move, maybe a little stab and a little whip move or something, you know? Something to get past him. You're not just going to straight up body these big ass D1 elite tackles. It's not going to happen. So, of course, we got no pressure on Dylan, and he was cooking us all night. He even ran in a touchdown on us, too. Because, of course, these guys are afraid to tackle. Weak asses. Like, hey, yo, since when did our defense get so damn soft again? Like, damn, what the heck, man? God. Freaking pissed me off. I mean, even if we would have won this game, I still would have been incredibly pissed at our defense. Because legit, if it wasn't for our defense being ass, we'd probably win this game by a couple possessions. Especially Denzel Burke. I think he was the #1 guy responsible for most of their points. Because that dude was getting burnt all game long. In fact, I didn't really look, but I'm pretty sure at the end of the game, I saw a big old pile of ash wearing a number 10 jersey. I hope they got a shovel and a bucket to put him in so they could get him on the bus and get him out of there. Because my God, man, I have never seen a Buckeye cornerback get dogged that bad. Maybe since Shaun Wade. I remember when Shaun Wade was really good, you know, and he decided to come back for another year, and that year he came back, it tanked his draft value because he sucked. The Denzel Burke we saw tonight was like a flashback to a couple of years ago. Maybe even last year. I don't even remember. But like, he was ass. Getting cooked left and right. Not his freshman year. No, he was actually really good his freshman year. I believe I'm referring to his sophomore year. I could be wrong. But yeah, there was a year where he was ass. Well, we got a little bit of flashback to that. Speaking of flashbacks, this game in general gave me flashbacks to that 2021 Oregon game at the Shoe, as well as the 2022 Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl against Georgia. For different reasons. Of course, you know, you look at the way our defense played. Yeah, that gave me flashbacks to the 2021 Oregon game. And the ending of this game gave me flashbacks to the Peach Bowl against Georgia. Because in both games, Ohio State had prime chances to win. And they lost. Like, how in the heck do you get the ball to the Ducks' 28-yard line and you still lose? You're probably thinking, oh, you must have shanked the field goal, right? He didn't even attempt a field goal because you had the penalty afterwards that backed him up. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, they Browns this game. They ain't winning. Because Jaden Fielding, I don't even think he even has that big of a leg. He's not no Noah Ruggles. He damn sure ain't Mike Nugent. That's for damn sure. I wish we took recruiting kickers seriously. Right? I don't think we take that serious enough. Like, we could literally get any kicker we want. Portal or not. But no. No. Thank God we have a bye week. I know, you know, this loss is going to fester, but having to play Nebraska coming off a gut-wrenching loss like this, oh man, I don't think the guys would have been locked in at all. So we got a full week off to regroup, lick our wounds, and get back at it to face Nebraska coming out of the bye as we head into the final stretch. And for those wondering, what does the final stretch look like for the Buckeyes? Well, let's take a peek, shall we? So, of course, we got the bye week next week. Then we got Nebraska at home. We go to Penn State. Then we got Purdue at home. We go to Northwestern. Technically, it's at Northwestern, but it's at Wrigley Field, so it's a neutral site. Somewhat, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. Then we have Indiana at home. And then we have the team up north at home as well. So, good news is 4 of our final 6 are at home, which is nice. And I know these guys do not want to piss off the home crowd. So, lick our wounds this week, regroup, and get ready to beat the hell out of Dylan Raiola and the Nebraska Cornhuskers on October 26th. Force. Now, getting into my post-game observations. Number 1. Jeremiah Smith strikes again. Yeah, he got another touchdown. He's pretty good. I think he will definitely surpass Chris Carter's freshman touchdown record. He might even be able to do it against Nebraska. There we go. But yeah, he strikes again. Another touchdown. Water is wet. Defense went MIA. I've already talked about that. I'd hate to be in that film room over the next 2 weeks or so. This upcoming week, into the bye week, and then the week leading up to Nebraska. I would hate to be in that film room. I would not be surprised if things were broken in that locker room tonight and, of course, in that film room. There might be some holes in the wall in that film room. Yeah. If I am, especially Denzel Burke, I would probably just sit in the back of the room. Try to make myself as invisible as possible. Because, yeah, they're going to highlight all your tape. I'm sure. Yep. And then, like I said, Peach Bowl 2022 2.0. Yeah. That ending. Oh. Gave me PTSD to that game. Definite. And then mental errors wreaked havoc on Ohio State. Yep. Mental errors. The penalties. The derps. They pull the Browns at the end. I knew this game was going to be close, but damn, really? Gotta lose like that? Like, we could have easily lost like that to Notre Dame last year, if you really think about it. It just feels like this team just wilts away in big games. God. It would have been nice to go undefeated this year, but if we were going to lose a game, it would probably be to Oregon or Penn State or something. Of course, we had to lose to Oregon again. Now those damn Ducks fans are never going to let us hear the end of this one. And for those wondering, when will we be able to get our lick back, or at least try to, against Oregon? Well, we got to wait a couple years. It's 2026 when they come to the shoe. So, and also we play Texas and USC that year too. Oh, joy. Can't wait for that. Those are my observations. And then when it comes to my MVPs, on offense, I had to go with Emeka Egbuka again. Because he got us in position to win the game. Wow. Defense, nobody. Not a soul deserves MVP from that game. Not a single soul. Nope. No awards shall be handed out to the defense this week. See how they look against Nebraska. That's all I'm going to say. So, 14 minutes long. Kind of probably could have went way longer, but I'm not going to. Because I want to get this video up so I can relax and watch the ending of this Kansas State and Colorado game. Well, that's going to wrap it up, guys. And, yeah, try to bounce back against Nebraska in 2 weeks. Now I got to watch the Browns tomorrow. Watch the Browns win tomorrow. Swear to God, brother. Swear to God, watch them win tomorrow. Just because. Of course, the Guardians won earlier today, so I was feeling good. Then this happened. Can't never have too much happiness. Never. Of course not. So that's going to wrap it up. I'm Crazy Dog coming at you as always on the Bucking Crazy YouTube channel. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. And as far as, is our season over? No. No, we'll be just fine. We might drop to number 3 or something in the rankings. But with how chaotic college football has been this year, yeah, we're going to be all right. Just got to win the rest of our games and then see these guys again in the Big Ten title game. And hopefully we can put boot to ass for real this time. Hopefully our defense actually shows up if we play these guys again. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So with that being said, the Crazy Dog coming at you as always on the Bucking Crazy YouTube channel. OH, I'm out. Bye-bye.